Oh, got me right in the face. What's up, guys? Today I'm just checking my main line here. I gotta get back to this project. Checking to see if anything is falling on it. I think I saw it sagging in the back, so I'm gonna check it. But I need to get back to this because it's mid-January and we should have maple syrup next month, or sap next month. I'd like to be able to collect at least some. I don't know if I'm gonna get this whole main line cleaned up and set up, but we're gonna try to get something going. So I can see up here that I have a tree on my main line. I don't know what I'm gonna do about these things. I thought this would be a good idea, but now that I see how much they are sagging, I'm wondering if I should take a wire and kind of reinforce it a little bit from an angle, like come down from here. I don't know. The idea seemed good, but I'm already seeing some issues with it. There's definitely a tree on top of the main line up here, which is why I brought my chainsaw. I just brought the little one, and don't worry, I already turned this fence off. I'm not gonna get shocked, but man, what a pain. This is like, this is what keeps happening. So we're gonna clean this up, and then hopefully the rest of the line is okay. It does actually look like it's okay, but ironically, this connector right up here it was never connected because it's actually too low, so it interrupts the downward flow. So I didn't connect it, which works out great because the tree fell right here. Otherwise, this branch, tree, whatever, would have caused that thing to either bend the T-post or rip that connector insulator right off. So let's get it together and we'll clean this up. I'm okay with that. Brush pile over here. I think that'll do it. That was quick. We'll just get this off the main line. I think what I'm gonna have to do is put a taller T-post over here just for the main line, because there seems to be like a dip here. So this, the fence actually seems to kind of come on down in the center here, right where that T-post is, which is not helpful. We had another windy snowstorm a couple weeks ago, and when I came out to assess the damage, I did it from a distance, but I did notice that, as you can see the blue line through the woods pretty clear, and it looked like it was sagging. So sure enough, another down tree. seems to be the trend with my sugar bush out here. These trees just keep coming down. Eventually I'll go through here and burn these brush piles, but not today. Let's see. Looks like our fence is still pretty good. I mean, every time that something lands on it, believe it or not, this high tensile wire does stretch out a little bit. So I gotta tighten it once in a while. It kind of stretches out just in the wind over time too. But here is our line, and you can see it disconnected over here. We'll see if we can resolve that real quick. Kind of don't know what condition this insulator's in. I don't actually know where it was either. Wow, okay. Let's see if I can even get this on there. It's gonna be a pain. Oh man, if you know a better way to do this, please let me know. It's on. Let's see if it still goes downhill. Kind of sags a little bit. I guess it doesn't help that this one is hanging low now. I might have to replace this one. It's like definitely stretched out. I mean, look at it. That is not the way it was. It was obviously straight, right angle off the T-post. But you know what I could maybe do? We can try this. Just rotate it. You think this will work? We're gonna try. Come on, get around there. That's funny. We'll see if this. I mean, it's kind of works right now, right? All right. We'll see about that. But here's the real issue. You get down here and look at that dip. So that's why I need to put a T-post right in the middle here and bring it up, because that is not going to work. I guess technically it would work. I do plan to have a vacuum on this line, but based on what other people have told me and things I've learned, you don't want low spots because they freeze and then the sap doesn't drain well. So the low spots have a tendency to freeze solid. So what'll happen if you don't have a sag and you have a nice downhill is the sap might freeze a little bit in the bottom, but leave the top half open. So when upstream the sap starts to flow, it still has a path through. But if you have a really deep sag, the tube will freeze solid, and then the sap that's upstream has no way to get through, so it just sits there. And then if it doesn't thaw by the end of the day, then it's just gonna collect and freeze itself. So we want to try to keep the sap flowing and open as much as possible. And I don't have a very steep downgrade, so it's not the ideal setup. But I am working with what I have, and I think that this is gonna be good. I'm gonna try maybe today to actually get some lateral lines going. I'm in a position that I was not in previously, where this corner of my property I can actually get some lines to. If you see over there, I have a couple lines on the trees from 2 years ago before the logger came through. But everything that was connected to those, the main line is gone. Actually, I took the main line and I moved it here. So you'll notice that there's already a few saddles, especially up there. Let me see if I can get over there. There's already some saddles here. Oh, and I made mention of these. This is what you use to tighten up the cattle fence. These ratchets, you just tighten them a little bit, tighten up the line, you're good to go. I usually put them on each end, or at least on one end. And that just allows me to make adjustments when things fall. I have been starting to install a spring system so that when something lands on it, the spring just stretches out instead of the wire stretching out. Because this wire is not cheap anymore. Used to be able to get it for like $100 a roll for I think it's 2 miles, 1 mile, I forget. Nowadays it's closer to 200. Believe it or not, it's only been like 4 years and the price has doubled. But I had gone to the dump drop off our trash one day, and in the metal pile somebody dropped off probably 100 heavy-duty springs, steel springs. So I grabbed most of them thinking, hey, I'll just put them on the fence and then, you know, I don't have to go and buy them. People pay money for those things and, you know, they do their job, but I'm more than happy to take advantage of what's free. So anyway, back to this. I got some lateral lines here, I have saddles here. These are pretty messed up. I'm gonna have to replace a bunch of them, but I already have the hole in the line, so I'll just pop these off, put new ones on. They'll have fresh gaskets, which will be good. It'll keep airtight. And I have access to trees I didn't have access to before, because previously my corner fence here was actually down closer to this big maple, because that's where I thought that my property line was. But when I had the loggers come out, they said, no, your property line's right here. And the guy that came out said something funny. He says, you know, you'll want to move your fence back here, because he says, if I've learned anything in my life, it's that good fences make good neighbors. So I moved the fence, you know, kind of right up against it. I left about 2 feet. I think that's fair. And the fence goes down that way. And man, even here, I have everything lands on these fences. I guess that's what you get when you put your fences out in the woods. But we do run the cattle through here during the summer, because this does fill up pretty good with things that they're interested in eating. So they keep it nice and clean. And then they do step on a lot of these twigs and things and beat it into the ground. And believe it or not, that 9 cows walking around in the summertime, they'll clean this out pretty good. So back to this. This is where we are terminating our main line. We have a pressure gauge on here. This thing's off by about 5 inches of mercury. I think that this is adjustable. I just have to remember how to do it, or I can just replace it. They're like $5. But I have access. My neighbor says that I can tap some of these trees that are along the edge here, which is great because these actually are coming downhill. So if I run the lateral lines, even if I only go 10 feet over to this line of maples that are right here, a lot of them are fairly young. There's a couple that are back there a little bit more, But just this section here will give me quite a few taps. I think I counted about 50 trees. And the thing is that I'm trying to make a trail right here that I can use for the tractor and stuff. So I'm gonna try to take all the trees that abut against the trail, and then the trees that are off on my neighbor's side here, and get them all to go into this main line. And if my calculations are correct, that should give me I said it's 50 trees, maybe 60 or 75 taps total, which is about how many I had on that one strip before the storm, on this main line that was over there before the storm. So I should be able to get up and running pretty easily. The trick is that I need to get these lateral lines up like quickly, and then I gotta tap these trees, and I gotta be mindful. Some of these trees are terrible. They broke off midway up, so obviously this thing's no good. It's not gonna do me any favors, but this one's a nice tree right here. I like this. I might be able to put 2 taps in it, but we'll see. So the first thing we need to resolve is this dip. I think I'm gonna go get a T-post, a taller T-post, and raise it up. I might have to do 2 because that one's not looking so good. And it's actually quite higher at the very end. It kind of pulls up. So I might get 2 T-posts and tie this right on here. And then we'll go from there. Put away my chainsaw. Awesome. Let's do this. All right, so we got a post. I'd say this one's about 5.5, 6 feet tall. I'm trying to figure out exactly where I want to put it. So I don't know if I want to put it right where this T-post is. Like maybe, oh, that's sagging. Wow. I'm gonna have to do something on that end too. Man, I live in the granite state, so everything is a rock around here. So we'll see if we can get this in. Be nice if this would stay out of my way. Doesn't have to go in forever. Okay. So again, I think I need to, you know what I'm gonna try? Let's try our theory here. I'll take a piece of wire. It's just soft steel. What are we working on? 14 gauge. Not too bad to bend by hand, but I want to see if this idea will work. If I take this, just wrap it, and then I lift it up. I wonder if that, it's nothing spectacular, but I mean, it does seem to be doing the job. I like that. I'm okay with that. Nice. So now we're gonna do a little bit of connection work here. Set that there. It's kind of amazing how tight these things actually stay on the main line, on the tube. Oh, I don't know if that's high enough. Can we get this in there? Oh, of course not. Well, now we use the power of persuasion. Let's see if we can get that in there. There we go. No problem. Okay. I might just go over it like that. Hey, this is looking pretty good. Nice. I wish I would have cut it a little bit longer. Kind of try to bend these things out of the way so that the cows don't catch themselves on it, because they're kind of dumb and they do stuff like that. Now that one's too high, but that's okay. I'll adjust that in a minute. First, let's do our next one. This one has no top to it. I couldn't even do that support if I wanted to. Oh boy. That one's too high. And this one, I suppose I could do it about right here. I might have to do another one. Now we're talking. That's pretty good. Let's see if we can get this to stay up. Remember, I don't want to do it too permanent, because I'd actually like it to break away from this post if something lands on it. As you can see, things do land on it. This one takes a big dive from the very end here, and I can actually adjust this. I think I might just adjust it now. There's no such thing as too much slope. As I damage my poor tree, you put these, use some extra tubing, and you put it around your wire so that you cause less damage to the bark. But here we are. I got my end connector here. This is just a lag bolt that I welded a piece of rebar onto, and then I tied it off. So now we're definitely going downhill, at least to here. I can't really see this. Unfortunately, I think I might need to get another taller T-post for this. All right, so we need one more T-post, maybe two. I have a couple more. I wonder if I should get this a little bit higher, just for good measure. Kind of feel like if I just go down like this, that would be good. Right. Man, I think that'll hold. I think we're still going downhill. I think all I gotta do here is just loosen this up a little. That looks pretty good. Okay, so I need one more One more T-post. Let's do that. So I was able to find, I think this is a 7-foot post. Whew. I didn't have anything in between, so we're talking, that maybe it's 8 feet. I don't know, it's at least 7 feet, but I found it in the woods from one of the other main lines that had come down. So I'm gonna use that, which should be pretty good for us. I'm gonna try to find a spot where it's not gonna sag too much between that T-post and the tree. So if I can get it around here, I think we'll be pretty good. So let's see if I can manage to get it into the ground without putting it on top of a rock or driving it into a root. Oh man, can I even get up there? Ooh. Wow, all right. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. That's on a root. Wow, I hit it 3 times. There. Barely get it out of there. Here we go. Whatever is there is very soft. It's not straight, but nobody's looking. Wow, okay. I'd say that looks pretty good. I might be able to go a little bit taller. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I'll give this a try, I guess. Oh boy, there is a trick for this. Just flatten it out a little bit, and then it won't go over this ridge. I usually walk the lines like once every few days during the season just to look for leaks and things. So if this falls off, it's not going to go unnoticed. All right, so I'd say this is pretty good. I'm not going to go between that tree and the fence again. It's funny, I have 4 saddles, 5 saddles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 within the end here, and I don't have any trees. I got 1. I don't know if I can get over there. Maybe I'll do that one. That looks pretty good. I got a bunch in here, but I don't need 5 saddles for it. I'll be tapping a lot of my neighbor's trees, it looks like. Got a couple here. I don't know. Those are leaning, but I might try them anyway. I was walking through the woods looking for that T-post, and I noticed a tree fell on my tractor, of course. But I don't know what it is with the 1956 Ford 800. That thing is like a rock, but the brand new logging winch that I have on the back of it, that took the brunt of that tree. There's like a fence on the top of it, a guard, and the tree kind of bent that out of shape. But it just figures, right? The tractor's fine, an old piece of equipment, but the brand new attachment gets dinged up. But the attachment itself is pretty heavy duty, so I don't really care about the fence. If it gets bent out of shape a little bit, it's not the end of the world. It'll happen eventually anyway. I still feel like that one down here It's a little too high. I probably should just go down a notch if I can. Just put it right there. Of course, now it doesn't want to cooperate. It's not awesome, but I'm okay with it. All right, cool. I think we're good to start working on lateral lines. So I'm gonna call this good. We fixed part of the main line that was sagging on one side. We cleaned a tree off. We fixed a couple of these. And I think that's pretty good for today. I think we're ready to move on to lateral lines. So if you're still watching, and I appreciate that, I hope that this was informational and maybe a little entertaining. But until the next video, have a good one and God bless.